Hey guys, hope everyone is well. I felt called back to the table tonight to do more of a deeper read. Okay, I'm gonna pull some things, see what's going on, and then I may pull some love oracle cards to see what your person would have to say if they could be 100% honest. Okay, there's a shift in energy. I've been feeling the shift in energy. More of a shift toward frustration, though. Um, for everyone involved, maybe. I'm going to take whatever those are. I'm not going to quite flip them over just yet. Let's see what we got. You shuffle these because that is the top card that came out the other night. So I'm going to make sure that I give it a few good shuffles. I only pulled one card, so everything else should be good to go. But anyway, just want to couple off each deck, and we're going to discuss. This is more of like a discussion type of a reading tonight for those of you who are. I did post a short earlier for those of you interested in the shorter readings, but this one will probably be longer. I haven't used my Inner Child Oracle guidebook just yet, but okay. What's this? Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. Okay, that one was stuck to the bottom. And as I just mentioned, I have not yet used this deck, so we'll go ahead and take that one. And that's all I'm feeling called to take off of this deck. This one? What does the collective need to know tonight? What does the collective need to know tonight? Okay. I'll take those two. Okay. And then just one more. And then just one more deck. This deck is still very stiff. Even though I've had it for a while, I've been using it and love it. It's the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle. You know, you'll come to find that a lot of my deeper readings are, I use more of the philosophical decks and the pointing you toward, recovery of, and actually a deeper insight into what your person is going through too, and what you may be going through. All right, I've shuffled these guys. Let me just get a couple of this, and we'll start flipping them over and seeing what Spirit wants to say tonight. Okay, there's one. Feeling that one. I don't know what that is. And that one. All right, great. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. We have intuition. We have environment and heavenly helpers. We have a 69. 69 always reminds me of Cancerian energy because of the symbols, the 6 and the 9. This is 10, which breaks down to a 1. This is a 6, and this is a 25, which breaks down to 7. So 7, 5 could be a thing. 2552, the 25th of the month. 6th of the month, June. 6, 9, or 9, 6. Let's see. What do we got here? We have caring connections and anxiety in reverse. Lots of the anxiety feels. We have magic. You know, this is going to sound off the wall, but you know what? It does happen. I feel like there's somebody under the control of magic. I just have to put it out there. Stormy, knowledge, and shift. Maybe somebody is coming to the knowledge that that's happening. Ganesha, god of obstruction. There's been something obstructing this connection big time. And communion. There has been something blocking. Absolutely certain. I'm getting hot as I sit and talk about that. Okay. Let's read these. This is a 21. This is 34. 3, 9. Okay. 3rd of the month. 9th of the month. March. Something significant could have happened in March or September. There's another 3. 3, 3. And then we got 7. This is a 21 and this is a 34. They break down to 7, 3, 3. And then we have 9. We have 18 and 14 here. And we have 11 and 5. Two sevens, two threes, two nines, two sixes, two fives. Actually, 9, 9, and 9. There's 3 nines. Okay, and there's a fly in here that is going to drive me absolutely insane. Okay, so we have 21. Let's read that. Stormy. I'm strongly feeling like there's been someone is trying to clear some nonsense out of their environment so there can be a shift in their communion with you so they can have that caring connection because they know there's been an obstruction and they know there's something magical about this connection with you. They've been led by their spirit guides and spirit guides, God, Jesus, whomever. And their intuition is heavily telling them that they need to lean into this connection with you. But somebody's been throwing mad interference. Drama straight ahead. Prepare and brace yourself. Conditions are not favorable at this time. Wait the storm out before proceeding. Please don't worry either. The weather can change very quickly. Meditate on this when you want to call on your sea legs to keep you safe and secure through a hardship or stressful period. If you're inquiring about a relationship, please be warned that this situation will bring a lot of upheaval to your path. Proceed with caution. This person knows that the situation they are in is not good. A pirate on the ocean just makes its way through a storm. A pirate boat on the ocean just makes its way through a storm, only to be headed toward another. Your person is concerned. They haven't had an example, whether growing up in their adult life, of what a good relationship should look like. This person is fearful that they will be moving from one bad relationship to another. They know better. Their intuition tells them this is be true to who you are. Fear will not stop you from shining. There's another 5. I picked it up with this card. It was laying on top of this deck. That's a whole nother 5. 5s represent change. Ganesha is also 5. This adds to 5. There's lots of change going on. But your person has to listen to their intuition. If they got any more signs and synchronicities from their spirit guides, they'd probably be knocked in the head with them. Just saying. They could be ignoring them. Let's see. Let's go with knowledge. This person is terrified. That's where anxiety comes in. And, they're shifting. They're shifting into a different mindset. And they're learning that they need to follow this intuition. This intuition is a big deal. This person realizes that they have to remain teachable. There's new wisdom available to you at this time. This card can signify getting more information before proceeding. They're sussing you out. They're checking on you. They're probably on your social media. Character checking, really. I mean, to make sure that you are who you say you are. This card can signify getting more information before proceeding. It can also signify the presence of an important teacher. Or perhaps you are the teacher and it's time to share your knowledge and gifts with the world around you. Drawing this card can indicate a message from your Akashic records. Seek out more information about the records, or even perhaps learn how to access your own records for more clarity regarding your query. Meditate on this to learn new things or to draw the right teachers into your life. You very well might be a teacher for this person, a spiritual guide. Maybe, it's quite possible that things you've been through mirror what your person is going through currently, that you've already been there, you know? So you know how it goes, and you're trying to save them the heartache and the pain of having to continue in the cycle that they need to get out of, because it's no good for them, and they're going to continue with a different face. They're going to keep learning the same lessons over and over and over and over again until they get the lesson right and walk away from what no longer serves them. Who, ideology, belief systems, other people's opinions, all that. All of that. Because living to please other people, you're wasting your whole life. I'm not saying be selfish. Also not what it is about. And this person could have given to everything but you. And they're starting to realize, with all the signs, that they weren't very caring in your connection. They put you last every single time. Because they knew you were the best thing for them. Books are forever keepers of secrets and knowledge. Your person could be keeping secrets. I feel that real strongly. Documenting fact, fiction, and all between. And you may have a memory that serves you very, very well. And you may, really be sitting there and sifting through the information that you've been given this whole time and really starting to put things together. And it's just a lot. And you really just wish for clarity in the situation instead of guessing and letting your mind race and whatever. And even if it's stuff that you really probably aren't going to be great, wanting to hear, it's still, this person may not be, they might be conflict avoidant big time. They don't want you to fly off the handle. They have something that needs to be said. They're starting to shift though, and they know that if they don't come to you with some truths, that they're going to walk away from the best thing that ever happened to them. And the legacy that they could leave their children. Because there's something about the two of you that screams power couple. It screams, we could do a lot for this world together. Sorry. It didn't work. I tried to get a fly. It was just chilling. It didn't work. It's distracting the crap out of me right now. Sorry, I know that was a little bit violent. I apologize. I didn't mean it to be. I really just wanted the fly to go away. Miracle is divine intervention and the end of stagnation. The divine inspiration are here now. Drawing this card signifies an aha moment. Your person is having an epiphany or a sudden change in any situation that was stuck or blocked. A welcome change or answer you've been seeking is here now. Meditate on the symbol when you're feeling stuck, unsure of which way to go, or having it blocked creatively. So the Dagas is a Norse rune. It's the last rune of the Firthak, which is the oldest form of the runic alphabets. It literally means day. This rune is a symbol of fulfillment and achievement, symbolizing the rebirth of the light in one's life. It's the rune of the awakening of the dawn and the day and the day rise. So believe in miracles, guys. Something is about to shift big time because you're a magical being. It's time to stop hiding the awe-inspiring abilities you have to connect to the divine. Drawing this symbol invites you to connect with your personal magic on a deeper level. If you're inquiring about a relationship, take heart. There is something quite special here. Proceed with curiosity and wonder as the situation begins to unfold in the most unique of ways. It may not shift the way you think it's going to. You know, it may not. You might have had a pretty little vision of how it would go down. And it's been messy as crap. And not at all what you expected or anything you would accept from anybody else. At all. Keep your wits about you. Protect your energy and your sacred space, though, guys. It's important. Let's see about this. Uh-oh. Weird. I just barely tapped on. Hang on 1 second, guys. I am so sorry. Interesting. There we go. Let's talk about the god of obstruction, number 5. And then communion. Let's see. They're in the first person. I am known as the remover of obstacles, but what is not always understood about me is the way I do this. By putting an obstacle across your path. This may seem counterproductive for me to place what feels like a barrier in your way, but this helps you dig up the original obstacle, the wound. My mouse familiar is symbolic of this, reaching into the well-hidden areas of your soul and energy that cannot be easily reached. This is why Earth is called a mirror, to reflect to you your core hurts through energies that stimulate the buried pain or belief. This is the message I would like to bring forward to you today, to help you see that the situations you encounter are often a way of triggering a core wound that has been within you for a very long time, that urgently needs to be addressed. This person is coming to the knowledge that they know they have to address this. And you could have triggered your person, and your energy could trigger your person, but not in a way that they hate you or they feel some type of way about you. Your truths, or if they would acknowledge them, would set them free. It needs to be removed so you can flourish and thrive. This is the true purpose of what is known in your language and time as the law of attraction. The true purpose of this governing law of the universe is not to acquire mansions, cars, and material objects, which can be a lovely bonus, but the true purpose is to be the guiding force behind your path of evolution, growth, and learning, and that of others. Because once you have learned, it really is our responsibility to share with those around us who need us. That's the purpose of going through the hurt that we do, so that we can be helpers on Earth and share, our hurts, pains, stories, all that with those who are going through similar things. Sometimes that sucks. You can't always see that. When you're going through something, you don't want to think about, oh, I could help somebody later by going through this. It's not the way we're programmed. It's not the way we work. We don't want to go through the crap, the hard stuff that we're going through. We don't. It's not comfy and it's not fun. But it's necessary. And then when you go through life and, you know, someone very close to me had a miscarriage recently, and this is something that I could relate to because I've had multiple miscarriages, you know, and when I was going through them, hell no, I didn't want to be a catalyst of change for anyone else. I didn't want that. It was not my desire. I wanted a baby. And if I finally got big boy, you know, I got my baby. And I'm good. I'm all set. You know, I'm not having any more kids. I'm okay. But I got my one beautiful child. I didn't want to be a support system for people going through it, but I can. And now I realize that my one child, my one little child, he's perfectly enough. You know, he brings me all the joy I could ever want, and he's amazing. And my child is amazing. He's goofy. He's his mom's mini. He's my mini. He's a nerd just like me, and I love it. I love it. He says what the hell's on his mind, and guess what? He's allowed to do that. Not disrespectfully, but absolutely. Like I wasn't. So it's really going to be cool to watch my child grow up to be an empowered version of myself. In his own ways, of course. And to make his own mistakes and things of that nature. I don't plan on, you know, I'll lead, but I won't, you know, not with a ring through the nose type thing. Like, no, lead your life, live your life. But it's going to be cool to see an empowered little Scorpio grow up in this world and become whoever the hell he wants to. And encouraged to do that. And also encouraged to really take his spiritual gifts and run with them and not shut them down like society tells us to do. It's a very cool thing. So I'm grateful. And I'm also grateful that I am able to sit with and comfort those who are going through it, who I love. You know, I can relate. So while I didn't want that while I was going through it, it sure as shit makes a big difference now that I can offer that support. And nothing happens for, you know, without a good reason. You know, I was raised Christian, and when I got older, I realized that my life verse was Romans 8:28. For all things come together for good to those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. He makes all things, Source makes all things work together for good. So that something good's going to come out of it, you know? Something good is going to come out of it, period. And that's how I've always been able to keep my spirits up. And I needed this tonight. I think this was more for me than it was for you. So let's look. Oh, I wasn't done with that book. So sometimes obstacles are put in your path. Now, let me just say this. I don't know, and this is not going to ring true for every single one of you, but if there is a third party involvement happening with your person at this time, just like the god of obstruction, it's for good reason. Your person is learning a lesson that you could not teach them. So that, I mean, it could be that they're being cheated on because they've been a cheater in the past, and they need to know how that feels in order to move past it and close out that cycle in their life and become a better person. Or whatever. I mean, that's just one example. There could be any number of things that they're learning from this person that you don't have the heart to teach them. You know, you're not a cheater. You couldn't go out and do that to them because you love them very much and you're loyal, you know, whatever. It's not your nature. But the person, the karmics that they choose, you know, over and over and over again, that is their nature. But it teaches them, you know, and that's good. It's hurtful and it's a painful thing to go through, just like miscarriage. It's not fun, but necessary. So you understand what someone else is going through. Communion. Number 11. Ah, the sweet bliss of union. I am sure this will be the most sought after card within this deck. We all desire the beauty of merging with another. Communion is so desirable because it is a mini version of the experience of oneness, an outlet for giving and receiving love. There can be a feeling of shame surrounding the desire for love. In a community where we often hear people spouting love oneself first and codependence, we can sometimes judge ourselves for wanting union with a beloved. It's okay to desire support. And you know what? It's okay to desire. It's okay to have a beautiful physical connection with your person too. A lot of us within the same religion, religious background as I was brought up, are told that sex is dirty or evil or bad. It's not. There's a whole book in the Song of Solomon that talks about making love to your wife. It's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely beautiful when it is used properly. And it is not used, just with everybody, because it's spiritual energy. It's energy exchange, which should be kept between people. However that looks for you, and there's no judgment here. I mean, you could be poly. I don't know. Maybe for you, it's keeping it between 3 people. Hell, I don't know. And I'm not here to judge you. Whatever, But what I am saying is it is an energy exchange, and each person that's exchanging energy with this person, that person, and the other, you guys are taking on each other's energy, and it's not all good energy at all. It can funk you up. It's not always good. Anyway, tangent, here we go. So, it's okay to desire passion. What did I just say? It's okay to desire, same thing. And I hadn't even read down that far yet. From a human level, we are biologically driven to belong to a community. From the standpoint of biology, we are naturally drawn to desire a mate for survival, and even to procreate to continue the survival of mankind. Why else would so many women be willing to go through childbirth? Otherwise, this shit hurts. And from a spiritual perspective, we are love. We are made up of love, and it is only natural to desire an outlet to give and receive this love on a profound level. And I'll tell you what, for avoidant people, sometimes that's the only way they know how to connect. And they call it an addiction. And it's more about getting into counseling and figuring out how to have the caring connections and to become vulnerably intimate with another person, as well as physically. Because for an avoidant type personality, that can sometimes be the only way that they can open up to you. Okay. Next time you feel guilt surrounding the desire for love, remember that it's part of being a human being, and it's a spiritual being. Okay? Here we go. Those. We got caring connection, anxiety in reverse. Okay? Your person has to let go of some outdated belief systems that they've got going on for real. For freaking real. Because they're real concerned, overly, like I did a little short earlier, they're way overly concerned about what other people think. Okay, here we go again. This card shows a couple in a tender embrace with the woman holding a blossom of new love, like the community card, and this is communion, communing with others, community. Like the community card, this reveals a caring connection, but usually between 2 people only. This card upright signals the beginning or deepening of a kindred spirit. These 2 cards they match each other. This person wants to come in. This card upright signals the beginning or deepening of a kindred spirit, friendship, or even an appearance of new love. It can signify a formal business partnership. When this connection appears, be on the lookout for new connections presenting themselves. The relationships you already share may become more intimate, purposeful, or present at this time. Notice the opportunities to forge new or deeper bonds. There may be a tender karmic connection at hand. Affirmation: I open my heart and life to caring connections. The ideal friend and partner is coming to me now. Okay, with anxiety in reverse, they're overcoming the anxiety that they're feeling behind bringing this forward. That's where this energy shift is coming in. Okay, so we're finally relief. This nightmare of a card reverse could mean one of two things. Either a recent problem is on its way out, and that could be a third party. That could be those belief systems, causing you to feel more relaxed, or you have mastered the old habit of worry and have freed yourself from the anxiety within. Your person is getting out of their head and allowing themselves to see what's right in front of their face, and or to stop the what if game that will shut you down. It will absolutely stop you in your freaking tracks from making any headway or progress in anything. The what if game is the worst game, and an overthinker plays it. Especially those of us with ADHD. Totally get it. Totally get it. But you have to reframe things. You have to stop your thoughts like, no, you're not going to take this over. I think not. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Right? And you have to do deep breathing. Change your environment. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your spirit guides. Pray. Meditate. Breathe. Breath work to redirect those thoughts. Either way, anxiety reversed is a good omen of more relaxed and peaceful times to come. They know that if they come towards you, peace is on the freaking horizon. They will not have the chaos that the stormy, all the obstacles and shit that they have had. And affirmation on this one. I let go of fear and worry. I assume the best and live in peace. All is well. Disappointment is not the end. There's hope even in the darkest of nights. This person is finally seeing the light in the sky, the star, the hope. You. Disappointment can be a difficult emotion to experience, and afterward it can be hard to have hope again. It's okay to be disappointed. Disappointment is an aspect of life that is inevitable, and being human is a messy journey full of twists and turns. We do the best we can with the knowledge we have, but not everything turns out as we hope. In truth, no disappointment or mistake makes us any less of the beautiful, wonderful people that we are. If you pulled this card, it might be a sign that the fear of disappointment is hindering your path. Your person needs to let go of the freaking worry that things won't work out. That's what I was just talking about with the what if game. Practice courage and acceptance. There's always hope, beloved, and happiness is waiting for you just ahead. There is happiness beyond the fear. There is everything you want is just beyond that fear. Just beyond that fear. Standing up for yourself, speaking your mind, saying no more, I don't want less, I want more. I want the best, I want what's for me, period, dot, whatever that looks like. If you feel fear around disappointment, this is an acceptance exercise, okay? If you feel fear around disappointment or have experienced disappointment, then it might be a good to practice developing acceptance around it. If we're unable to accept that a disappointment has occurred, it can cause prolonged pain. By avoiding the reality of our disappointment, it may feel as though we're protecting ourselves from pain, but it will ultimately hinder our ability to go after what we desire in the future. We sabotage because we think, oh, nope, this shit's not going to work. We're going to go the wrong direction eventually, and we're going to make mistakes. Oh, no, we don't even want to go forward in it. We don't even want to try. We're just going to turn tail and run and sabotage things. Okay? Do not let disappointment or the fear of being disappointed stop you from living your glorious life. When you think of disappointment, how does it feel in your body? Do you experience anxiety or fear? Ask your inner child how they feel about disappointment, and if there's anything you can help them to do to help them feel more accepted and loved around disappointments. You know, maybe they couldn't count on a parent when they were growing up. Maybe, you know, they couldn't count on their next freaking meal. Who knows? You know, everyone is different. And their fear, you know, they have to work real hard so they can make sure that that never happens again. Well, guess what? You could and they have to be hyper vigilant and do everything by themselves instead of finding that helpmate and working on it together and being calm enough to do so. 3444, as I look up on the clock, 444 is divine guidance. Right as I'm leading into Heavenly Helpers and 25. Your spiritual team is guiding you through this difficult situation. This card comes to you today as a reminder that you have a spiritual team standing by your side in this very moment. Your loved ones are coming through to tell you that no matter what you're going through, you're loved and protected at all times. Your spiritual team consists of Source, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever, whoever you want to attribute that to. Your angels, your spirit guides, and your loved ones that have passed over. They are guiding you through this difficult situation with wisdom and spiritual support, and they are pouring love into the hearts and minds of everyone involved. Their message for you today: this too shall pass. You are loved in more ways than you fully understand, and despite the loneliness you may experience at times, you're never alone. Since your birth and even before then, you have been looked after and cradled in their protective arms. Ask for them to demonstrate that they're near, and they'll be happy to show you. Whenever you wish to communicate with your spiritual team or call on them for extra support, all you have to do is reach out to them. Close your eyes, take in a few deep breaths, and ask them to communicate with you. They can and will show you that they're guiding you through this situation. Rest assured, heavenly helpers are by your side loving and protecting you always. What guidance or signs have you been receiving from your angels and guides? I think I said earlier, this person, if there were any more synchronicities and signs, Spirit would pop them right in the nose with them, you know? So they're receiving these things. What changes can you make to connect with your spiritual guides more easily and more often? And is there anything causing you to hesitate at fostering this relationship or asking for help? It's that hypervigilance that I was just talking about. You know, feeling like everyone's going to fail you because you had to be you could be the oldest. And you could have had to take care of shit all your life. I'm the oldest. You had to take care of the younger kids when your mom was working. You might have been a latchkey kid. You might have had to cook. You might have had to do all that. Hell, you might have had to really keep an eye on things. You know, not everyone grows up in a solid home. You may have had to protect your brothers and sisters from some evil shit. Who knows? Like I said, everyone's journey is very different. And do remember too, that the same water boils a potato that boils an egg. One is soft and one is hard. So remember that. What is hard for you may not be that easy. What is easy for you may not be that easy for the next person. It could be harder. They have maybe a different understanding of stuff. They're coming to their understanding, but they could have had a very different understanding of how things work and how life works because of the way that they grew up. That's how we're fashioned. We're molded by our surroundings and what we learned when we were growing up. Intuition. I'm going to wrap this, guys, real soon. As soon as I get done with these two cards, I'm not going any further. You're learning to embrace and trust your inner knowing. Intuition can take on many forms. Intuition is a natural ability. There's nothing woo-woo about it. Many of us have been conditioned to tune out our intuitive abilities so we can blend in with our environment. This card is showing you that one of your greatest strengths is your intuition. It's fight or flight. It's like if something freaks you out, you know you need to go. This is a survival instinct from way back when a dinosaur could chew your ass. You know what I mean? If you weren't careful and cautious and didn't listen to your instincts, you could get eaten. I'm just saying. It is an ability from source. When you know something and can't explain how, trust that. It's your inner voice revealing the truth to you. Your person is learning to start to trust their intuition. When we learn to live from an intuitive perspective, our decisions and choices change. We're guided to do things that are for our highest good, and we immediately know who to trust and who not to trust. This person, if their childhood was unstable, they may not have known who they could trust and who they couldn't trust. Or people could have been fleeting in and out. Can I trust they're going to stay? That could be another thing that they're dealing with and struggling with. When we learn to, let's see. The more you listen to and act on your intuition, the louder and more familiar it gets. And I want to tell you something. Anxiety screams. Intuition whispers. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Ask yourself, what do I need to know today? Listen gently and pay attention to how you feel. We all get intuitive messages. Sometimes they show up as a feeling and other times a knowing. However these messages arrive, you can often just act without overthinking. When you start to trust your intuition and you stop the overthinking patterns. When you begin to honor and own these intuitive abilities, you get better at using them. Trust your intuition. It will not lead you astray. What intuitive messages have you been receiving this week? How did they arrive to you? Dreams, downloads, feelings, just knowing? How do you sometimes dismiss your intuition as coincidence? Can you think of a time when you received an intuitive message but you didn't trust it? And then we have environment, 69. A friend once told me about his mom, stopping to pray before going on a journey, right? And in front of them, an accident happened while they were praying. That is called intuition and listening to it. Following guidance from source. Environment. Now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment. Your person is having to let go of limiting beliefs, people, places, things that no longer serve. Your environment is an outer reflection of what's going on inside you. Make the effort to clear, clean, declutter, and spruce up your environment on a regular basis using pleasant aromas such as essential oils, and bring out anything that makes you happy. Call on your angels and guides to clear the energy of your surroundings, and consider moving around furniture, hanging up a new painting, or changing the decorative pillows. Your soul is softly whispering that it's time for change within your environment. This could also represent moving to a new home. As you take care of your physical world, you are creating space for your inner world. The simple act of taking care of or changing your environment will help you to make bigger changes to your surroundings in the future. The other message of this card is that you may need a change of scenery. You may be feeling the need to stir up your daily routine, for example. With this in mind, consider eating your lunch outside today instead of inside the office the way you normally do. However you choose to proceed, when you honor your need for a change in environment, you bring in uplifting energy, igniting your inspiration so you can navigate your world with a renewed sense of peace and well-being. What needs to change in your environment? Is the arrangement of the furniture in your home, or how you interact with your surroundings? Or the way you interact with your surroundings? Is it the arrangement? Is it the surroundings themselves? How would you feel if you made this change? Can you imagine how your life would be refreshed and reinvigorated by this shakeup? All right, guys. That said, I am going to pull just a few things. Messages from your person, if they could be 100% honest, because I promised I would. Because I feel with those two the communion card and the anxiety in reverse, I do feel like a reunion is coming. And though it's been disappointing, it is not the end. This person is just having to eliminate some things and fix things. They're in fixing mode. Is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. This person is very, very nervous that you're going to leave them behind. And maybe some of you are dating. Who knows? Tears. When I think of you, I cry. Something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. That came out earlier. That came out in the cards earlier. I'm going to pull just 1 to 2 more cards, and then I'm going to wrap it. Oh, okay. Twin Flame. I pulled the Twin Flame deck. You activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped heal me in ways that no one could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. But it's not the right time. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. This person could very well be focusing on getting rid of this BS nonsense before, and they could be overwhelmed with financial responsibilities and things of that nature as well. They might have children. They may be dealing with some stuff, and it just may not be the right time yet, but it's coming. So that's all I got for you guys. And I hope that was helpful. And I'm sorry it ran so long. 444 on the timer as I look up.